Tonight you're going to see something that you've never seen on a bodybuilding show before and you may never see again.
Ever. I think there was just a lot of really good guys all at one time in the 90s. Any one of those guys on a given day could be Mr. Olympia.
Everybody's game face, like we going to war with each other. Everybody competes on a certain level. But when I was competing, they were looking at everybody else. Everybody was like, whoa, man, you got to be in shape, you got to be in condition to compete against these guys.
It was all over. It was like, where this dude come from?
I would say definitely that was the most intense period.
They were originals. What they did was original. One of a kind, nothing like it. Never been done before.
It's just a different era in time, and everything has its glory days.
When that time was a human specimen, you looked at his physique and you're like, how does this make any sense?
We remember the top of the mountain. He showed us what that looks like.
And I always mention, if anyone ever asked me who the freakiest bodybuilders you've ever seen in real life, I cannot tell you how crazy Lee Priest was. I think he was around 20. He was so big, he could barely walk. That's how big he was. Like, I know in today's era, like, we've seen the biggest guys, the arms and the legs, and I mean, it was just crazy. Priest was the biggest pound for pound guy I've ever seen. He was just out of the next level, and he was like the talk of the town.
Bodybuilding's supposed to be, you know, the ultimate male, the extreme, you know, to look like this. You know, we look at the pictures when we're teenage boys. I want to be built like this. When we lose some of our guys, Munzer, you know, he wanted to be a champion so much that, you know, he was told by many, stop doing this. And sometimes guys can't. They want it so bad.
I'm so sick of the science about everything when it comes to hard training. You know, when I was a kid, guys went to the gym and trained as hard as they could, as long as they could, every day, simply because they loved it. And today, all you hear is discussion about how to find an easy way, a comfortable fucking way to do what needs to be hard. About that you better be careful because you can overtrain. weekend we're going to find out about pushing hard, doing things that hurt. And they ended up being chosen. Price they paid, the simple price they paid. Action. They took fucking action.
I brought all these other guys from Europe that nobody had ever seen. Take Charles Claremont. Charles Claremont was 4 or 5-time NABA Universe winner. Tremendous bodybuilder. There was always the thing in England, who was better in the late 80s, Claremont or Yates? Claremont won everything and he didn't want to compete no more. There was nothing else because they wouldn't let him in the IFBB. And I said, Ben, this is crazy. This is the best athlete in NABA. He's retiring. He's only 28 years old. And he's a good-looking guy, beautiful symmetrical physique, marketable. Well, you know, he has to go through the British Federation. I said, you're going to tell me he's got to go into Mr. London to qualify for the British Championships and then go into British Championships? If he goes into Mr. London, who's going to compete? Who's going to hurt who if he goes into Mr. London? If he goes into Mr. London, nobody else competes. You know, rules, which annoys me, these rules sometimes. They're just looking at pictures of him saying, we need this guy. Look at him.
In second place, it's Flex. In the best condition of his life, Charles Claremont.
That's the one you want right there.
I mean, it's far from over. There's another part to fight tonight, and I'm going to have to fight tooth and nail.
I'm training chest and I'm getting a bicep pump. It's unavoidable.
I love this.
Hollering when it's going on and I'm crying because it's over. Can't wait for the next workout.
Bodybuilding was so individual for me. I had to study the nutrition. I had to do the training. I had to find out how it worked with my body. There were no teammates. There were no family. There was nobody to let me down. It was just all down to me, win or lose. And that was the appeal about bodybuilding for me. I was almost psychologically just perfectly built for it, perhaps, you know. They couldn't get a handle on me. I mean, they don't see me. They see each other in the gym every day. So, oh, so-and-so, yeah, you see him, he's having a down day today. He's doing an argument with his girlfriend. Or, do you see this guy? He doesn't look so good. And, you know, blah, 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 blah. But Dorian, no. Creating this monster in their mind that's just in this basement and is throwing weights around. And, you know, they accepted they couldn't beat me. And if they're telling themselves they can't beat me, then for sure they can't beat me.
You have to pay your dues. You have to go to the gym. If it's rainy, if it's cold, if your girlfriend broke up with you or if your boyfriend broke up with you, you have to go to the gym. to do, or actually to have a different impact on stage. Going back to the same old look, being big, hard.
He was massive, and I look at him now, and I look at today's lineup, and I still look back and think, I can't believe how big he was back then.
I like to be world class, and to be world class you have to give something special, you have to do something extra.
I respect all those, big monsters, because I know how much dedication and hard work is going into, making so much muscle mass. And I just believe that bodybuilding is a little bit more than just plain muscle mass building. All of us start bodybuilding for one purpose: to look good, to be satisfied with the way we look. And I achieved that look, and I really wouldn't want to change my physique with anyone else.
The way he makes me train, the way he pushes me is really unreal, in the sense that he never lets you stop with just the average amount of repetitions, or stop where anybody could stop at a certain point. But he always tells me it takes something more, somebody better to go beyond that.
Intensity is where it's at. I mean, it's about the heavyweights, but it's about the pace of the heavyweights, and just grinding it out. I mean, that's the only thing I knew how to get better. And the physiques are totally different when you have that hard, heavy training. It's more dense and hard looking.
The appeal to me is to make my body better each time I go to the gym, each time I do a repetition, each time I do a set, to take my body to levels that are really unknown right now to me.
Young people understand, this young man, never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship.